I guess that would be it.
Wow.
I'll stand for a pledge of allegiance to the flag. This is a regular council meeting of the Village of Armada. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next is a roll call, please.
Shaw.
Here.
Clark.
Here.
Conan.
Here.
Bullock.
Here.
Ballard.
Here.
Sleds.
Here.
Pelkey.
Here.
Next is the approval of the agenda. What is the council's wishes, please?
Mr. President, I'll move the agenda be accepted as presented.
Support.
By
Shaw.
Shaw, okay. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. At this time, the floor is opened up to citizen comments. Let it show that there is no citizen in the audience to comment, as a matter of record.
Check outside, Joe. Okay.
I see no movement.
No, me neither.
All right, so we'll move on. There's no presentations tonight. The next is the administrative reports. Any liaisons have any reports?
Mine's in the packet.
Here's it.
Ross wrote this up.
Dressed in a letter form. That's very good, Ross. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is the general business. We have the consent agenda, which is approval of the regular council meeting minutes as of April the 13th and the payment of bills. What is the council's wishes?
Mr. President, I'll move the consent agenda be accepted as presented.
Support. By Clark. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next is new business. The next is the construction engineer services proposal, which is from Rural Personal Services Incorporated out of Lapeer for the SRF wastewater treatment plant. And that would be for the improvements with the bond issue as such. What is the council's wishes?
I'll just go over some stuff real quick. Basically, it's got four items. Number one, the contract administration service. Number two, construction engineering service. Three, construction observation services. And four, material concrete testing. And with that being said, I resolve to accept the proposal of Rowe Professional Services Incorporated for contract administration and construction engineering services for the SRF wastewater treatment plant improvements for a cost not to exceed $261,000 and authorize the president and the clerk to sign all documents required on behalf of the village.
Support that.
Moved by Clark, supported by Belkey, that we enter into that agreement. Was there a negotiation whatsoever with this figure with the Railroad Corporation?
What's that now?
Was there any
Negotiation.
negotiation? They just set their price and we didn't
Yeah.
talk back.
Well, it's all rolled into the whole, bonding for it's part of the price of the 4.7 million.
Okay.
So it's a percentage and they work it back from that.
Just so we can all tell our taxpayers and such.
Well, it's also written as a not to exceed, so.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, anything further?
Yeah.
All right, have a roll call on that, please.
Clark.
Yes.
Pelkey.
Yes.
Shaw.
Yes.
Conan.
Yes.
Sleds.
Yes.
Ballard.
Yes.
Bullock.
Yes. Motion carried. Next is the employment agreement with the Village of Armada and our employee, which is Wayne, was hired approximately a year ago. And that is Victor Curtis. What is the council wishes, please?
Did we give it on the same camera? Okay, just put them on the same one. Okay.
Mr. President, make a motion to approve the employment agreement between the Village of Armada and Victor Curtis, retroactive to April 1st, 2020.
Support.
Moved and supported by Delphi and Ballard. Any further discussion?
Yes, this puts him on the same negotiation time slot.
Yes.
Okay, good. I
Yeah.
thought it did.
All right, good.
Yeah.
And just a curiosity question. I don't think we attach to employee agreements training schedules and that type of thing. I know we want to give him some additional water plant training, and I'm not sure about some of the other training that he might get for streets and water treatment, wastewater treatment. But if it's not attached to this, how do we generally do that with employees?
Ed watches for when the classes are available. That's usually, they're not like scheduled every month. They're not scheduled every 3 months. They're scheduled when they're scheduled.
Regularly
So, yeah,
throughout the year.
yeah. So Ed keeps an eye out for that, and he gets them signed up, and then they
Okay.
go.
Do we, is there any kind of incentive that we give if they take the class sooner and get done with it? I mean, we kind of push, in some cases, I don't think we
He
can.
can't go sooner than, and I don't remember what, off the top of my head, what the time frame is. I think he has to work for X amount of time before he can even take the test. It might be a year or two. I'm not
Right,
sure.
yeah, again,
Yeah.
and I know what you're saying. Each individual set of classes that he would take have different stipulations.
Yeah, that's what the supervisor
Okay.
does.
Okay, so.
He usually gives them material to
Study,
look over, study.
yeah.
Yeah,
And so then, if he has any questions, Ed has gone over this with the previous employees.
Yeah.
Okay. just, this is good information
Yeah.
for the group that's looking at.
He
Yeah.
definitely encourages that, and he likes to help them on that,
Yeah.
for sure. That's a very good positive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you both, I think I got it.
Okay.
No.
All right, anything further? If not, it does involve a little bit of money. Let's put it as a vote on that, eh?
You want to do roll call?
It's only $240, I mean.
The retroactive pay, yeah.
Retroactive.
And usually when we don't meet agreements by that date, we always retroactive them, that's nothing new, so.
Right,
Okay, Belkey,
yes?
Ballard,
Yes.
Bullock,
Yes.
Sleds,
Yes.
Conan,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Shaw.
Yes.
Motion carried. The next is the Construction Board of Appeals. In the past, we have actually asked them, but they said some time ago that they would be willing to serve whenever their term expired.
Which is yearly. It happens every
Which
year.
is yearly, right. And so at this time, I'm recommending the same ones, which you have there, Mr. Ballard, Mr. Karras, and Mr. Nickel. The three have served when needed in the past for us. So I'm recommending, excuse me, my throat is clogged up, I guess. This mask sort of does it, I guess. Anyhow, ready for a motion?
Yeah, all the motions are separate.
And we do these individually?
Individual, yes.
All right, I would make a motion to appoint Steve Nickel to the Construction Board of Appeals to a term ending April 26, 2021, subject to the appointee meeting the qualifications set forth in Section 62.7 of the General Law Village Act, number 3 of 1895.
That is Steve Nichols Senior, right?
It is. Yeah.
Okay, it's been moved and supported. Belkey and Shaw.
Conan.
Conan.
Oh,
Conan, yeah.
see where our voice is disguised with these masks.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, okay, so, All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next one,
Mr. President, I resolve to appoint Robin Karras to the Construction Board of Appeals to a term ending April 26, 2021, subject to the appointee meeting the qualifications set forth in Section 62.7 of the General Law Village Act, Act 3 of 1895.
Support.
that was Ballard.
Yeah.
I think I got to more or less look and see my eyes,
Yeah,
because you hear where the voice comes from. I don't know what the eyes have to do with it without the ears. So anyhow, any further discussion on that? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Next is the,
All right.
Mr. Ballard's.
All right, Mr. President, make a motion to appoint Lyle Ballard to the Construction Board of Appeals to a term ending April 26, 2021, subject to the appointee meeting the qualifications set forth in Section 62.7 of the General Law Village Act, Act 3 of 1895.
Support. To Mike.
Shaw.
Mr. President, I'll abstain from this motion.
Okay, Ballard is abstained. Any further discussion, gentlemen? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next is the old business, Mr. Clark's department, which is the sewer department. You have anything?
I've just got some quick things to say here. I know the girls have been fielding some calls since the water bills went out. We've had the increase, the normal increase we would do for inflation, but the larger increase this time is for the sewer portion of your bill. Your water bill includes water and sewer. And the reason for this is to pay for the bond of $4.7 million for the rebuilding of a 30-year-old sewer plant. We're mandated by Eagle, which used to be the DEQ. We've been kind of piecemealing repairs and such, and now they pretty much said we've got to make these improvements, otherwise they would do it for us, and they would do considerably more than what we're doing at this point. I know 4.7 million sounds like a lot of money, but this is what we're stuck with, so.
And
that
it would
is
have
the
much higher cost to do the repairs.
Yeah.
Yes, and that is the reason for the higher water bills. So I just wanted to put that out there so everybody knows. And the next comment, I was down at the sewer plant today. I talked to the guys and asked them, with everybody being home, how we looking for getting these wipes that come in, and it said they've been doing pretty good. So to get back to the wipes, please do not flush these so-called disposable wipes. It causes havoc down there at the plant and can plug up your sewer lines. So thank you for that. And that's all I got right now.
Well, I'd like to comment to the fact that so our taxpayers and residents, with the council starting on this project a few years back.
And we have had open meetings about it. It's been in the paper. It's been televised. So this is nothing new. It has been ongoing for years.
Right. And so the thing is that, just to reiterate, the fact is, it started out at about $1 million. And as time progressed, it's hitting us hard,
Yeah.
Which we tried to fight very rigorously too.
Yeah.
So that is good information for the taxpayers, so they know what has been going on. If they have any questions, they can please call, the clerk's office, and someone will give them an answer, or one of us council people will get back with them too on it.
Yeah.
So they're free to call the office at any time.
Right.
And as soon as this opens up better, we'll have somebody in the office more.
you
Thank you.
can leave a message, the phone takes messages, you can put something in writing, you can drop it in the Dropbox if you want, but you will be, somebody's here throughout the week, we just don't have set hours at this moment, so.
I just want to take a moment to commend Steve and Joe for, this project came in at a much higher rate And these guys strategically looked at what they had to essentially do versus all the things they could do, and they did get the price down. So I thought that was, I kind of watched it from left field here, but you guys did an awesome job at
Well,
building the
they
price.
knocked about $1 million out of it. They wanted us to put some more final filtration system on this, and he finally said, you know, time out, we've got to stop somewhere, so.
Well, people need to understand too, that this is just the plant, this is not the system. We still
Right.
have repairs at a later date to do with the system.
Yes. Yeah. What were you gonna ask, Dave?
You know, the big holding tank there,
Yeah.
sludge tank or whatever. Now, are they gonna do anything? Is there gonna be any improvements on there?
There's gonna be some improvement, because we've got some problems with some cement work there that needs to be redone. But basically, it's going to be new pumps, brand new controls, and redoing the SBR tanks, which there's 3 of them there, and it cycles the waste through, it goes through a different process until it's finally put out into the stream after it goes under the UV lights and down the cascade out into the creek, so.
Sounds like about everything but the brick and mortar is gonna
Yeah, I mean,
be
they're-
replaced.
Yeah, there are a lot of moving parts at the sewer plant, so they'll be going through a lot of that.
The building was a state of art when it
Oh,
was put
yeah.
up.
30 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, 30 years ago, there were different countries that even came through to look at that. This was a state-of-the-art SBR tank that uses bacteria to break down the waste.
And of course, with the years, that's like wear and tear
Yeah,
has done a lot to it. And so that's why now, with the Eagle trying to catch up and make us do different things,
yeah,
in which we did fight very rigorously, like I said.
yeah.
West Main Street, Mr. Fowler, your department, please.
Yes, well, I've got some good news. We had our superior contractors come out, and they were redoing the bad sidewalks that they had cracked and chipped like that. And they're supposed to re-caulk some of the curb that was out there. That was not in my opinion, was not properly caulked. And they said they would handle that for us today also. So I got a call from Gus this morning, and I was out of town, but I made it back in around 2:30 to take a look at it, and they were at it. And I think that possibly in the first part of June, we should have a motion to accept the street. So I think we'll be all set.
All mailboxes, all the miscellaneous.
Everything's
checklist
done.
is done? Okay.
Very good, Mr. Fowler, thank you.
Yep, thank
Now, the
you.
water department, Mr. Belkey, do you have any other further comments?
No, I think it's all in the report. If anybody has any questions on any of the stuff I wrote up, just please see me. But I think it's all there.
I think it was very thorough, thank you. Up and coming agenda items, is there any?
We're gonna be talking maybe at the next meeting, Mike and I have been talking about concerts in the park because we haven't canceled them yet. That in the foreseeable future is probably going to be what happens, but we're just kind of riding it out to make sure, maybe.
When do they typically start?
June 17th is our
June
first
17th, so it's the
coming up.
Yeah.
mid-June, so, we're just kind of riding it out for now,
Okay.
so.
Is it possible you may do incremental, in other words, cancel half the season and hold off on the other, or are you just gonna?
I haven't really thought about it, I thought we'd discuss it,
We really have to look at, the biggest thing is, we would almost have to mark off 6 feet, for people to be, I think, if you invite people to an event like that,
Right.
you risk running over 50. Not that we always get over 50 down there, but,
They do a lot of times, though.
sometimes we
Might
do,
have to
so,
cancel
In
the
my place, we
4th
get
of
them.
July one.
yeah. Well, and we've been back and forth a little bit, he and I, but we haven't really gone into it too deep. We're just, we're all hoping that this just,
I know,
eradicates itself.
a lot of the communities are canceled, like Ann Arbor Art Festival, they canceled, Madison Heights canceled all their activities.
Cherry Festival got canceled.
Yeah, Cherry Festival.
I mean,
So,
but, you
I don't know,
know,
our liability is, you know, that's probably more
well,
concern of
that's a
anything.
question that we have to ask. You know, those are the questions that I can get answered for you, you know, before the next meeting.
Okay,
But, you know, we don't bring in the amount of people that the Cherry
No.
Festival does.
Right.
You know, or the fair or anything like that, so.
Yeah.
But, you know,
I think
I
if
mean,
if you're tracking what other communities are doing,
Right.
probably,
right, we'd have to find something comparable.
Yeah.
You know, but
okay,
we're just being hopeful right now.
that's.
And I've heard
It's my
too,
favorite thing of the summer.
I've heard too that the fair is gonna be on. They haven't changed nothing there at the fair yet.
I
So,
heard that, yeah.
That's the street talk that I've heard.
Okay.
All right,
Mr.
so,
President, I do have one question. Our next regular council meeting will be on the 18th. That'll be 1 week from today, is that correct? Because the 25th is Memorial Day.
Oh, yeah.
I thought we shifted it to Tuesday.
No, you know what, I'll have to look, and I will put it on the website. You know, I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know what we did, if we shifted it to Tuesday or if we shifted it a week up.
Tuesday, I'll be here.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we shifted it a week up.
yeah. Well, and if that's the case, then, you know, we'll have to really consider whether we want to
Oh,
meet or
we
not.
did, 18th, yeah.
Yeah,
We did.
yeah. I'd have to, yeah, I don't have the schedule in front of me.
my calendar's got to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess, that's, you know, we'll have to see if we have any business and if we want to meet again in a week or not, you know, so.
Right, well, as far as new business, the one thing that I wanted to put out at the next meeting was the draft cross-connection plan, and let everybody take a look at it. We have a requirement to get a plan to Eagle by the end of June, and so that would be towards the end of May that we would get council's eyeballs on it, and then hopefully a tacit approval that the plan is sound enough. I think it's going to go in as a draft anyway, because it's going to be very difficult, obviously, to get into the commercial establishments and the residential, especially the residential part of the community, to do cross-connection inspections, let alone meter reading and so on. But I wanted to get a council's thumbs up that the plan was sound and get it to Eagle so that we get ourselves off of the deficiency list that we're on right now due to lack of a plan. So that would be what I would have at the next meeting, the big thing,
okay.
if we had it.
So does that conclude the council comments then?
Yes, thank you.
Any community events to be announced? Other than probably the memorial parade for our veterans, and I don't know if they've canceled that
I
yet.
believe
think
that's canceled.
They've canceled
They
that.
canceled it,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep,
So that's
Put your
very
flags
important.
up.
yep.
But keep the, our veterans in mind, and keep our prayers also close to our hearts with these gentlemen that served, and ladies also, that served in our country. So they've done an excellent job, so keep them in mind, please. At this time, we don't have a closed session, and I'm going to entertain a motion for adjournment, please.
The time is 7:24. I move to adjourn.
Support.
Moved and support. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Meeting adjourned. Oh.